Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have Aubrie Simpson-Gotham from Fostering Connections. I think I got it all.
Yes.
I got it all. All right. So this interview's over. We were talking a little bit offset about some of the things that you're doing for the youth in schools that is practical items that they need to know every day. And we're here to talk about how much of an impact you're doing.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what Fostering Connections is.
Fostering Connections is a nonprofit organization. We're based here in Northeast Florida and we serve 5 counties. And what we do is we uplift children and youth who've been impacted by foster care or trauma by providing needed essentials, education programs, and community connections.
So now this is not just a nonprofit that you are associated with. This is actually your nonprofit that you created.
Yes, I am the founder and CEO.
Now, you have a fun little story on why. So why people create a nonprofit, not just because they're waking up one day going, I'm bored, I want something to do. You usually have some sort of an emotional tie, a life experience. What made you want to help the children that are going through some sort of foster situation in a nonprofit by which you dedicate lots of time?
I started Fostering Connections through inspiration from my dad and my teaching experiences. My dad, his father passed away when he was 6 months old, leaving his mom a widow of 3 boys, and he was placed in relative foster care for a couple years while his mother was able to get employment and get financial stability. And then I was a teacher for 3 years, and I taught a lot of kids that were in foster care, very much at risk of being in foster care. And I saw how many gaps there were in services in the foster care system. So my dad's experiences and my own teaching experiences were a huge inspiration for me to found Fostering Connections.
So now kids, kids deal with all kinds of stuff, right? And of course, in the modern era, we're dealing with a whole bunch of new stuff. Adults even, right? We're dealing with this isolationism situation and this new world that we seem to live where we may not humanly interact. I mean, I'm really here and you're really there, but not too distant future, we could maybe not really be here, but yet we're here. So we're all dealing with these weird things. But when it comes to children with fostering, why is it, or what are the things that create additional challenges for them that an average teenager may not have to deal with?
Well, children and teens who are in foster care, they have many obstacles. Children in foster care struggle with mental health issues. They have PTSD at rates 5 times the national population, including combat soldiers.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
Kids in foster care have experienced significant life traumas, and research shows that trauma impacts memory, learning, overall physical health. So the children are trying to work through these traumas while they're in foster care. The average time the kids have to move schools because of foster care placement changes is around 7 times. So that creates delays in their learning from having to move around school so much. So the many mental health challenges and education challenges that the kids have, not only just being separated from their families, just creates a lot of obstacles, especially as they age out of foster care. 20% of youth who age out of foster care become immediately homeless, and only 3% go on to earn a bachelor's degree. And many struggle with unemployment and fall into very terrible things like substance abuse issues and severe mental health issues. So this is a population that really needs our support.
So when we talk about what you're doing, there's outreach to the community, outreach to the schools. You're actually doing and putting on a couple of events that are probably going to be helpful and at least maybe either spreading the word or making sure that people understand, not that foster children are problematic, but I was just doing the quick math. 7 changes of schools means that they're not at any school more than 2 years, statistically, right?
Yes.
K through 12, right? So that's 12, 13. And if they're at 7, that means that their average is about 1.5 to 2 years per school. And if they have such a low grad rate, tell us a little bit about some of the events that you have coming up about what we're trying to do to help these children.
Yes, we have a great program called Career Readiness Academy. It's a career skills training program for youth 14 to 17 who've been impacted by foster care. So they currently could be in foster care, they could be adopted from foster care, or perhaps they're receiving some in-home services as an alternative to a foster care placement. And in this program, they learn all of the essential skills they need to secure entry-level employment: how to apply for a job, resume writing, interview skills, customer service skills, working with team members, basic budgeting, and this is all through hands-on learning experiences for the students. And then once they graduate our program, they have opportunities to job shadow and do internships in local businesses to learn about careers that they're interested in and make connections with positive mentors. We're going to be hosting our Jacksonville program this year in June at the Markets at Town Center. And what's going to be great about this experience, the kids are going to get to work hands-on with local merchants at the Markets at Town Center. So really like a real-world classroom. It's going to be such a great time for the students.
If people want to find out more about your organization, how to participate, more about the events, what is the best way to connect with you?
The best way to connect with us is on our website, fosteringconnectionsfl.org, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram. We have a great fundraiser coming up on May 14th, Night of the Arts, at the Link in Nocatee, presented by Lynch Family Automotive Group, and this fundraiser is going to help support our career readiness program. So if you're interested in getting involved by registering your students that are eligible for our program, or volunteering, or donating funds, that's another great opportunity to get involved.
So Link in a week, and then in June you have your big event at the Town Center.
Yes, the Markets at Town Center Career Readiness Academy. We're working to register as many students as we can. So if you have a youth that is eligible for our program, ages 14 and 19, who is currently in foster care, has been adopted from foster care, or is receiving in-home services, we would love to have them be part of our program.
And so all this information, events, program requirements, all available on your website?
Yes, it's on our website, fosteringconnectionsfl.org.
Thank you so much for coming today and talking about what you're doing to help impact our community.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Guys, thanks so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. If you like us, share us. And remember, live with gratitude.